Hey guys, BTR Plumbing here, and today I'm here with my 2012 General de Ceramica toilet. So obviously that is a Spanish name. This toilet was made in Mexico, and I actually got this toilet from an abandoned house. And I actually have two of these toilets now. I believe they sold these toilet bowls at Lowe's. I bought mine like 5 years ago for $39, I believe is what it was. All the parts in the tank are original, at least I think, except for the tank bolts because I put those in there. Here it says made in Mexico by General de Ceramica. And it's interesting because there's a water line stamped in the tank, and then there's also a water line stamped on the flush valve, but the stamp on the flush valve is actually higher than the water level stamped in the tank. But as you can see, the previous owners had it set all the way above both of them. So yeah, I just set it to what it was stamped in the tank because I assume that's what they intended you to set it to. But I will do several flushes with an overfilled tank because the flush on this toilet isn't very great. And then here is the date. It's the 13th of February 2012. So obviously, as y'all can see, the toilet this house came from probably used well water, and that's why it's got so much rust or that orange stuff. But also another thing interesting about this toilet is the bottom of the trapway does not connect to the base. There's that tiny little gap there, which I don't know the purpose of it. Both the tank and bowl have an inspected by sticker with numbers on them. That one says 804 and this one says 802. But also, I don't believe this toilet had great quality control, or at least the company didn't, because as y'all can see, the base is extremely warped. It is not flat at the front like my other one. So enough talking, here are some flushes. As y'all can see, that is a very short flush. Even with the water level raised in the tank, it doesn't really help other than give it a little bit more power. So once the tank is full, I will give y'all another flush, but I'll hold the handle down. And the tank is now done filling. And one thing I'd like to mention before I start flushing it again is that fill valve fills extremely fast. So I'll probably be using those in my future, or that fill valve in my future videos, just because it fills the tank super quick. But here's another flush, but with the handle held down for a few extra seconds. Much better flush, but even with the longer flush, the siphon still isn't that powerful. So now I'm gonna let it fill, and I'll do one more flush just to push and release, and then I'll overfill the tank to show y'all how it flushes. So tank should be about done, and there it is. So here is another flush. So if I were to guess, I'm assuming it's the flapper that's causing it to close short, but as y'all can see, this fill valve is extremely fast. So I have it set to the water line in the tank. Now I'll let it fill up to the water line on the flush valve, and then I'll give it another flush. Alrighty, I'm gonna put the lid back on, and we'll do another flush and see if this helps improve anything. I will just do a push and release. So here we go. So obviously that did not improve the length of the flush. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and overfill the tank to the top of the flush valve and see if that helps any, which is basically where the orange water line ends in the top of the tank. But so this is how they had it set in their house. So let's see how this does. Alrighty, here's an overfilled tank flush. Again, push and release. I guess that's slightly better, but not by much. This tank lid is also like very weird. Like it doesn't even really sit flush, or you know, the outer layer of the tank, I guess, or those ridges that are supposed to hug the tank don't really do that. It just kind of sits on top, which I think it's like the tank lid is almost slightly too small. I don't know if that was purposely designed like that or if it's just super cheap. But now I'm gonna do another flush, but I'm gonna hold the handle down until all the water in the tank is emptied. Not quite enough for a double flush, but yeah, overall, I think this toilet is okay. This is probably something I wouldn't have in my house just because of the low quality and the fact it's standard height and round. But I really don't have anything against front flushers other than they splash sometimes, which can be unsanitary because you don't want to be sitting on somebody else's stuff after they have flushed it and it splashed on the seat. But yeah, really hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, Please like, subscribe, leave y'all's comments down below, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.